right, welcome to another installment of Fragments' Silicon Reviews. I know we originally said this is going to be on Monday, but plans got canceled, and everyone here was available on the Sunday. So here we are with 4 new games to review. Although calling our first one a game is perhaps a bit strong, though not for the usual, like, let's say, visual novel reasons. Yeah, it's like because our first game here is Neko.
It's not like a story with no gameplay.
Yes.
It's just unrelated gameplay.
Well, it's like the barest technical terminology for gameplay you can have, if we're being honest here.
Okay, time out. How is this darts game working? Is it just it goes where you click, but the cursor has a wiggle?
The cursor has a wiggle,
Yes.
and I hate it.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's better than trying to do a fucking golf thing, where you have to like control the power on a separate thing. But darts is not a game that translates well to digital, I don't think.
I'm like, I don't think they were trying to translate this to digital.
Okay, dart objection over. I was just double checking on that, since I know that's not the main thing here.
I'm like, duly noted. But anyway, so yeah, Neko Hacker Plus. Right. So the basic premise in terms of, I don't know, actual, I hesitate to use the word story, but your framing device is
Scenario?
this. Sure. I'm like, but you are a Neko hacker in that you are a cat girl who, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure whose PC this is. I'm not sure if it's like hers.
I imagine whoever it is, they're on a list.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen worse. I've seen much worse. Like all the girls here look adult. Like, and believe me, I do have to note that, especially with something from the anime porn realm. Like, believe me. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, you are a Neko hacker. I'm not exactly sure where the plus comes into play. Like, I'm not sure if this is the expanded version of a thing. Like, but
it could just be that you do stuff besides hacking, like play darts.
Yes. Yeah, you can do your central hub here is this room where you can play darts. I don't know why darts was selected. That's not a very sexy activity. Like, I know you can technically make any activity sexy, but it's not something that really comes up unless you've got a very specific fetish. Especially if you're playing the game of darts. Like, I feel like you have some sort of pub fetish at that point. And we should probably not delve any further down that route. Let's see, you got dancing, which is definitely more what I would expect from a sexy kind of game. Because
how Neko are you really if you could just change your ears?
I don't know, and I'm not really interested in exploring the philosophical underpinnings of that.
I'm more concerned about there's just a straight up body size slider.
I'm like, once again, these are deeper questions than this thing deserves.
Look, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have complaints about character customization.
Okay, so apparently this is some friend's room. Like, not any, like, who works as a photographer and who apparently password protects by engaging a Chepika of some sort. Look, it's not 100%, but it's pretty damn close. because okay, it's like kind of dancing around the meat of this program, as it were, because your ultimate goal, your main goal, is to hack this computer and access the sexy pictures. But it's like they are, they're turned into the simplest puzzles I can imagine. Because it's in the same ballpark as the sexy kicks games, but not quite that. But not quite that gameplay oriented. And you may see the squares here. They're not sliding block puzzles either. They're very simple jigsaw puzzles.
It's just, a 6x. Okay, we talked about sliding block puzzles last week, so allow me to elaborate. 6x6 sliding block puzzles can go fuck themselves.
Sliding tile puzzles of any length can go fuck themselves.
No, I can handle 4x4. 5x5 is a little bit of a pain. 6x6 can go fuck itself.
Once again, duly noted. But here, like, in terms of assemblage, like, okay, I'll be, straight up. Like, the actual girl parts of the pictures, those are going to be easy. Because, the anatomy here is...
you can have a vague remembrance of what part of the picture they go in. But yes, yeah. Shit with blank sky is the worst.
Yep. Or grass or something that's really nondescript. That's actually the shit that got me to stop playing, because I'm like, you know what? I don't care enough about these pictures to assemble the picture.
Oh, does it not actually line up with the background either? Yes, it does. Petty Fan's just doing it wrong.
Yes. You have to do that correctly, because that's how it works.
Everything needs to be one higher than it is.
Uh-huh.
And you have correctly assembled the entire bottom row and the top row. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway. So, in the base game, as it were, you'll notice that it's, I'd say PG-13, but
you might also notice that the shirt is suspiciously skin tight.
Yeah.
But it's also worth noting that this does have it has the requisite adult patch, and in a sign of the times, you can just download that on Steam itself. That's free DLC that you can get on. Believe me, that wasn't always the case. Like we had to do workarounds at one point in time, but
admittedly, the workarounds were usually just go to the games page on Manga Gamer's website, but
yeah, or Sekai Project. I distinctly remember that one because I think I remember that one because they were actually charging for the adult patch. Like, anyway, so that's all the premise and mechanics and all that stuff. Obviously, as an actual game, this ain't much, but it's not intending to be much. Honestly, I'm surprised it has as much, i.e., it has a shitty darts game in it. I still don't get that. Like, why did you put that in? But, as far as the matching block puzzle gameplay, it gets the job done. It's not, it's not as mentally engaging as an actual jigsaw puzzle. But, once again, they're going with the barest pretense of having actual gameplay here. That being said, I really couldn't recommend this. Even at its prices. I mean, we are recording this during the summer summer Steam sale, so pretty much everything is at very prices.
It's two of the three just straight green ones, Petty.
Yeah.
Above the car. I can't tell which two, but
anyway, this game will regularly clock in at $2.99. Let me make sure that, yeah. But it's on sale for 74 cents.
74 cents sounds more like what it's worth.
Yeah, that's about what I'd say. I'm like, because as far as
unless
porn goes,
you really are starved for a cat girl / possible other ear girl dress up simulator with some character customization and like minor outfits.
Yeah.
Because of the parts of this that I've seen, that looked the most entertaining.
Yeah, as far as a porn game goes, look, Steam has better. Steam has much better. That being said, this is better than that Kicks game I reviewed some months ago that I don't remember the title of right now, and I don't really care to look up. Like, because, you know, it's got simple, threadbare gameplay, but it works, as opposed to, you know, a simple concept that you actually fucked up. That being said, you know, this is the kind of porn game that really shouldn't exist anymore, because, you know, this is the kind of thing that would have emerged in like the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, when, you know, internet access was a lot slower and more limited. You know, just on Steam alone, I can think of so many other games that might fit the bill, so to speak, better than this. But once again, I guess if it hits your particular buttons, go for it. Otherwise, as a game, as a package, no.
It's cheap. Are there really only the 6 pictures and then harder difficulties of the 6 pictures?
No, there's like there's another gallery.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like 12.
Still not exactly what you'd call a lot, but
once again, it's going for $3, undiscounted. So, you know.
Oh my god! It does the Macarena. Someone kill me.
Hey, that's practically vintage these days. Hey, lady, your hips are like 2 inches in.
We're leaving it like this.
Oh, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a night. Anyway, yeah. So that's as far as music goes, it's there. Like, even the dance music isn't very memorable, which is kind of the opposite of how.
So, for example, it's not playing the actual Macarena right now.
Do you think this game could afford something like that?
I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure.
Now, I mean, it doesn't. Even if it did have it in, I'm sure the copyright bots would sniff it out. Like, anyway, so yeah, Neko Hacker Plus. It exists, but probably shouldn't. Right. So that's about it for this thing. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Hexon.